Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play the entirety of this video and then I'll go back and talk about things that are going on and talk about things that I think that were done right and or done wrong. Without further ado, here we go.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Rod Grassman, Public Information Officer for the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office. We're here today to provide our community information regarding a critical incident which occurred in Sacramento County and involved Sheriff's Office personnel. Today, you will learn about different procedures the Sheriff's Office utilizes in order to investigate cases involving use of force, obtain and preserve relevant evidence, and evaluate each individual incident. Please keep in mind, the Sheriff's Office takes the use of force by any employee very seriously. We conduct thorough investigations to ensure that actions taken by personnel are within procedural standards of the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office and in compliance with state law. We are still in the early stages of this investigation, and our understanding of the facts and circumstances may change as we review more evidence and interview additional witnesses. The information contained in this video is based on what we know right now. Please note we do not draw any conclusions based solely upon this video as to whether or not our employee acted within policy or state law. Our conclusions, rather, are based on the totality of the evidence that we have gathered at the time the investigation has been completed. We hope the content of this video serves as an educational tool for our community to promote development of understanding and transparency within the communities we serve. Today we're going to show you an overview of an incident which occurred in Sacramento County on Tuesday, September 7th, 2021. You will hear some of the original 911 calls from citizens to the Sheriff's Office Communication Center, coupled with body-worn camera footage and private surveillance video. When a deputy sheriff uses force to arrest, gain control of a suspect, or defend against an attack, it can be difficult to watch. Some of the video you're about to see contains strong language in addition to graphic content, which may be disturbing to sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. We will start by providing you with some background information regarding what led up to this incident. On September 7th, 2021, at approximately 9:54 p.m., officers from a local police department responded to a call of an elderly female bleeding in the roadway. When officers arrived, they found a 72-year-old female victim who was bleeding from the nose, eye, and extremities, and who had a broken left arm that would require surgery to repair. The victim stated she was driving with her grandson when he became upset, assaulted her, forcibly removed her from her vehicle, and drove away with the car, leaving her in the street. Officers arrived, rendered aid to the victim until fire arrived and transported her to a local area hospital for treatment. This incident was not known by the Sheriff's Office Communications Center or responding deputies at the time they encountered this same suspect. Approximately 9 minutes later, on September 7th, 2021, at 10:03 p.m., the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office Communications Center received a call from a resident on Maple Glen Road in Sacramento County, stating that someone crashed their automobile in a ditch outside their home. The vehicle, which had struck a brick pillar and came to rest in a ditch, was a 2021 Chevy Spark registered to the suspect's grandmother. The caller went on to say that the elderly member of her household went out to check on the only person inside the disabled vehicle and was physically assaulted with several punches to the face and head as the subject exited the car in an attempt to leave the scene. The suspect had followed the resident back to his porch where the front door was open. The female caller then began screaming, "Get out of my house," and then told a family member to get the gun.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Get out! Go get the gun!
Hello, 911.
Shut up there!
Sheriff, it's going to be Glenn.
Yes, please call the police.
Hey, ma'am, I can't understand a sheriff. I need you to stop screaming, please.
He's killing my husband. Maple Glen Road. There was a guy. He went in the ditch, and my husband went to see if he was okay. And he got out. He was beating the crap out of him.
Out of your husband? He was attacking your husband?
Yes.
The male suspect then began walking southbound on Maple Glen Road and entered onto the porch of another residence. He walked to the front door and attempted to open it, but it was locked. He then walked into their yard, picked up a large river rock, returned to the porch, rang the doorbell, and appeared to wait for somebody to answer the door.
Or I do.
After a few minutes, when nobody answered the door, he left with the rock in his hand. The resident, who was home and watching through the Ring camera, called 911.
911, what's your emergency?
Well, there was a man that just came to my front door on Maple Glen Road, and he knocked at my front door, and then he picked up a rock and then stood there a while and tried the door. Couldn't get in, but then he walked off.
White, black, Hispanic, Asian?
Tall, slender black man.
He walked off and continued southward on Maple Glen to a third residence where he attempted to open the locked perimeter security gate. As he turned away from the gate and continued south, the first deputy arrived on Maple Glen, driving north in a marked Sheriff's K-9 patrol SUV. The deputy saw a subject matching the description given by the original caller walking down the street. The deputy stopped, called out for the suspect to stop. He ignored the command and kept walking down the passenger side of the SUV. The deputy got out of his vehicle, continuing to give commands as he walked down the driver's side until both met at the back. The suspect, with a large rock still in his hand, struck the deputy in the head so hard that the rock bounced and traveled several feet from the initial impact, causing him to become dazed and disoriented. The deputy then fired the first round and fell to the ground. The suspect, not fazed by the sound of the gunfire, then immediately engages the grounded deputy in a physical fight. The deputy fired a second round, but the suspect continues the assault through the gunfire. It's only after 3 more rounds are fired, 2 of which hit the suspect, does he finally disengage from the fight and falls to the ground in a seated position. Additional deputies arrived on scene and rendered aid to the suspect until fire arrived and transported him to an area hospital for treatment. You're about to see the deputy's body-worn camera footage in real time as he encountered the suspect.
Sheriff's K-9, stop right there, dude. Stop right there. Stop right there. You're gonna get bit by my dog. Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro. Unit 13, shots fired, shots fired. Fuck! Your fucking hands up! Hands up! Your fucking hands up! Your fucking hands up now! Hands up! Put your hands up now! Roll over on your stomach and put your hands up! Roll over on your stomach and put your hands up! Don't touch that! Put your hands up!
Roll over on your stomach now! I'm moving up.
All right, I'm with you. Go on your stomach!
Turn over! I'm going down first.
Yeah, we're detaining him now. Stand by.
The other hand out.
Okay.
You're on fucking ground right now!
Now you will see private home security video, which will contextualize and clarify the body cam video you just watched.
Your canine, stop right there, dude. Stop right there. Stop right there. Get bit by my dog. Stop right there.
Now here it is again in slow motion. We want to give you an overview of the suspect. 26-year-old Darren Napoleon Stone is well known to regional law enforcement agencies. Stone is a validated Del Paso Heights Blood Gang member and is currently on felony formal searchable probation until 2025 for multiple counts of resisting a peace officer and domestic violence. Stone also has recent criminal convictions for domestic violence, child endangerment, and driving under the influence. Upon his release from the hospital, Stone will be booked in the Sacramento County Main Jail on multiple felony charges. The deputy involved in the shooting is an 11-year veteran of law enforcement and has been with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office since 2010 and has 6 years of patrol experience. He was transported to a medical center for treatment of a concussion and thankfully expected to make a full recovery. We look forward to him returning to full duty very soon. We hope this video will provide you with some insight in the complexities of policing and some of the situations sheriff's deputies encounter while keeping our community safe. For more information about the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, please visit our website at www.sacsheriff.com. On behalf of the men and women of the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, thank you for watching and sharing this video.
All right, let's get into it.
Coupled with body-worn camera footage.
So, random oddball observation or comment. I kind of like how they did some of their video and everything. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of there being a person sitting here talking. I'm more of a fan of the slides that show all the stuff talking. But as far as the the video itself with the audio tapes and all that, and the ring bell footage and the security camera footage of the house and body camera footage. I like how they blend that all together. Some agencies are better at that than others. The uniform here, so sheriff's offices out there, I always kind of associated them being tan with yellow stuff. I guess this is the first time I've noticed their sheriff's office wearing an all black look. Kind of like it a little bit more than the all tan look with the green pants and the yellow wording and patches and everything. Something different. And this rather vintage looking badge. It's like they kept the old school badge look, but then went with totally brand new, updated uniform look.
And private surveillance video.
Completely oddball, I know.
When a deputy sheriff
Sometimes I have these
to go to
random things to say.
what ultimately the set
Blah, blah, blah. Lots of talking.
and road.
That guy was floating through there.
The vehicle, which had struck a brick pillar and came to rest in a ditch, was a 2021 Chevy Spark.
It's a good thing that there wasn't another car in the roadway that he would have hit. Good thing there weren't any people walking their dogs late at night, jogging, doing whatever in this residential area, because he was flying like a bat out of hell and was extremely reckless. Luckily, the only thing he destroyed was the little brick pillar thing.
A member of her household went out to.
This guy beat his grandmother up and threw her out the car and stole this car. I feel sorry for the woman.
Caller went on to
granted, also him being the way he is, she could be one of those people that's kind of enabled him throughout his life, has been the one that, always caters to him and he gets in trouble and she never puts him in his place. Maybe she kind of got herself into this as well. But, it kind of sucks that grandma was ripped out of her own vehicle and assaulted and then had her brand new 2021 vehicle smashed. That's going to create a hardship for her.
The elderly member of her household went out assaulted with several punches to the suspect member.
Hello, 911.
Sheriff,
it's going to be Flynn.
yes, please call the police.
Ma'am, I can't understand a sheriff. I need you to stop screaming, please.
He's killing my husband.
So these good people who live on the road and heard this wreck went out to go check on people. And this dude attacked them. And then followed the guy back to the house to continue assaulting him. You never know what you're getting into when you go to something that just doesn't involve you in any way. Should you help people who need help? Sure. If someone's hurt and you have the means to help them, then go help them. But you also have to maintain awareness and have a safe approach to things. Scene safety, right? If the scene's not safe, don't approach, don't go help. If the scene becomes unsafe, get the hell out of there. Your self-preservation comes first. You, from your point of view, are more important than anyone else. So with that being said, late at night, you're in your house and you hear the sounds of a wreck and you want to go help. Should you just go out there with nothing? No, absolutely not. You don't know what's caused this wreck. For all you know, it could have been someone kidnapping another person and the vehicle went off the roadway and crashed because there was a struggle inside the vehicle. It could be someone high on drugs and completely out of their mind and be armed with a weapon. It could be a number of things that could end up turning violent for you. So you shouldn't just go out there without any protection whatsoever. The circumstances may not be as they appear to be. When she says, go get the gun,
there was a guy, he went in the ditch.
they should have already had the
And my
gun,
husband
in
went
my
to see if he
opinion.
was okay, and he got out. He was beating the crap out of him.
Out of your husband? He was attacking your husband?
Yes.
The male suspect then began walking southbound on Maple Glen Road and entered onto the porch of another residence. He walked to the front door and attempted to open it, but it was locked. He then walked into their yard, picked up a large river rock, returned to the porch, rang the doorbell, and appeared to wait for somebody to answer the door.
So he comes up to this door and he tries to open it and go inside the house. What if this person had not had their door locked? It's kind of scary to think about what he could have done. We hear a woman call, and is this the only person in the house? Is it just the woman by herself? What would have happened if she had forgot to lock her door, or felt that because she was in a nicer neighborhood that she didn't need to lock her door, and he was just able to open that door and walk straight in? Think about your house right now and what would happen if someone walked through your front door right now? What's your options? What do you have to fight with right then and there? And so, this brings up the thought process of where do you keep your guns at in the house? Do you have multiple guns staged throughout the house? Each person's house is going to be different. If you got kids, obviously that would be more difficult for you to have guns staged throughout the house if you're wanting to do that thing. I also think that it's not completely necessary to stage guns all around the house, because unless those guns are in safes, then that means that when you leave the house, those guns are accessible to unauthorized people. And if you have 5 guns scattered throughout the house and they're not in a safe when you leave home, or you don't go through the trouble of putting a lock on them, then they are susceptible to being stolen from anyone who enters your house. I'm a firm believer that your fighting weapon should be on you at all times or within arm's reach of you at all times. So this really boils down to people's personal preferences on what they do when they get home. Do they strip down to just shorts and a t-shirt, or do they keep their clothes on that they wore throughout the day and keep their holster and everything on them as well? For me, it kind of depends on what kind of a day it is, what's going on. A lot of times, throughout the week, I get home, I may have my regular clothes on for a little bit, or I may strip them down, and I'll have the gun, within arm's reach. But if I got my normal clothes on, I just keep the gun on. If I take my big gun off, and I still got my pants and stuff on, then I'll still have my ankle gun on. But I don't keep the gun or both guns in one side of the house and then go in the other side of the house and have that large amount of gap or that large amount of distance between me and them. Also pretty conscious about the doors being secured, because, I mean, the random things happen. Right now, someone could be walking down your street and under the influence of some kind of drugs, and they're drunk out of their mind or they're high out of their mind, and they could potentially try to come in through your door, and who knows what they'll do once they get inside. So you get random people coming to your door at night, and there's no one scheduled to be coming to your house that late at night. Don't answer the door. You can talk to them through your closed, locked door, or with these nice little Ring cameras, you can even talk to them through the camera. But you don't have to open that door for them. There's nothing that says that you must open doors for people when they're outside your house, ringing your doorbell or knocking on your door. Is it the polite thing to do? Is it the kind and neighborly thing to do? Sure. Is it the safe thing to do? Not necessarily. And who cares what people's feelings are in regards to you not opening that door in them? Do you really care if a random stranger thinks that you're rude because you did not open the door for them? The hell with what they think. Perfectly fine talking to someone through a locked door. And on top of that, you have an unannounced visitor late at night knocking on the door, and you go to your door, you should have a gun in your hand. That way, if they kick the door open while you're standing there, or you, for whatever reason, do decide to crack that door to further talk to them or to open it, you've got that gun there in your hand, and you can have it behind your leg, hidden from that person. And the minute they become hostile, you've got this gun ready to put into play. Versus, you go to answer the front door and your gun is all the way upstairs in your bedroom or all the way down the hallway in your bedroom, and then this person, as soon as you unlock the door and start to crack it open, they bum rush, kick that door in and attack you and take you by violent surprise, and you're extremely far away from your gun. And in this case, he's got a rock and he's beating you in the head with that rock. So don't ever open your door to strangers late at night, or even during the day for that matter. If you don't know who they are, it's not a scheduled visit, talk to them through the door. That's the safest thing to do.
Gate. To open and continued southward on Maple
So he
Glen
stops.
to a
And he's standing out in the middle of the road here, and he's studying the house.
third
It
residence.
makes me wonder.
White, black, Hispanic, Asian.
Tall, slender
It makes
black
me
man.
wonder.
He
What did
walked
he
off and
see
continued
that
southward on
intrigued him
Maple
so
Glen
much?
to a third residence,
Standing there,
where he
he's
attempted
watching.
to open the
Like,
locked
what exactly is he
perimeter
looking
security
at?
gate.
What piques his interest so much that he decides, well, you know what? I'll go try this gate right here. And although the top of this gate, the wrought iron fence got these little pokey things, this guy's probably able to go over this thing. He could certainly scale the parts, right here where the bricks are, where the pointy things don't go up. He could probably defeat this fence, but he's not
As he turned away from the
motivated
gate
enough to do it.
and continued south, the first deputy arrived on Maple Glen. In his light, the assault which did position until to see.
Sheriff's Canine, stop right there, dude. Stop right there.
So he stops pretty close to this guy, and it could be that, as soon as he walks out between these two columns, that's when he put eyes on him and then decided to start stopping. Of course, this guy walking towards this direction closes the distance. There's not much you can do for there. This could have been a simple timing thing where, if he had been at least 10 seconds behind, then he could have saw this guy out in the middle of the road and then stop at a further distance to be able to get out in time and maybe get the dog out and play or get something else out and play. But it doesn't happen. Not everything gets to work perfectly.
Right there, dude.
But it is pretty close when he gets up on him and stops.
Cheers, canine. Stop right there, dude. Stop right there. Stop right there. You're gonna get bit by my dog. Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro.
He has got the most deranged, I'm going to kill you look on his face. He's got that rock clenched in his hand right there.
Dog. Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro.
It happens fast.
My dog. Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro. Dog. Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro.
I can't get the
Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro.
I can't get the freeze on the right frame, but this is probably the best you can get. I mean, you can just see this guy's facial expressions. I mean, he is psychotic looking. You can just tell a lot about a person's facial features and expressions. It's more than just this guy
Get bit by my dog.
probably being on drugs.
Right there.
I would not doubt the fact that he's probably under the influence of something, but this guy is also
Get bit by my dog. Stop right there. Get your
just
hands
a
up, bro.
violent person. Just overall a violent individual. When he says, stop, you're going to get by my dog, bit by my dog.
Stop right there, dude. Stop right there. Stop right there. You're going to get bit by my dog.
People, I see this so many times in videos, people make a threat and then they never follow through with it. That can be a part of, your verbal commands and verbal judo. It's a different style of verbal judo. But, giving people an ultimatum, or else kind of thing, yes, that can work with some people. However, there's some people it's just not going to work on. And this guy's obviously one of those people. And in my belief that if you're going to threaten something, then you should definitely be prepared to deliver. And I would have liked to have seen him open this back door of this car
right there. You're going to get bit by my dog.
in preparation to releasing that dog to bite him.
Stop right there. Get your hands up, bro.
So if he had that door open and that dog out and this guy attacked him, man, that dog would have been all over him like white on rice. Could have potentially led to him not having to shoot. Potentially, but you never know.
Fuck! Your fucking hands up! Hands up! Your fucking hands up! Your fucking hands up now!
This guy does a kind of a funny little exercise thing where he's trying to get himself up. There's a possibility that he paralyzed him with those shots. Back it up a little bit more.
Your fucking hands up!
He gets himself hoisted up there, and he keeps doing this thing where he's trying to lift himself off his butt. But like I said, it almost appears as though there's a possibility he got paralyzed with those shots.
Put your hands up now!
So if that's the case, then he delivered good incapacitating rounds on target.
Put your hands up!
Incapacitating rounds doesn't mean death all the times. It could also mean that you put a round into the spinal column and it paralyzes them, makes them unable to move.
Yeah, we're detaining him now. Stand by.
Other hand out.
You see again from this angle, he's kind of got this weird trying to push himself up kind of movement.
Now you will see private home security video, which will contextualize and clarify the body cam video.
Stop right there.
Officer's lucky that rock to his head didn't put him out.
Endangerment and driving in the shooting is felony. Stone is fully in you an overview of the suspect. 26-year-old Darren Napoleon Stone is well known to regional law enforcement agencies. Stone is a validated Del Paso Heights Blood Gang member and is currently on felony formal searchable probation until 2025 for multiple counts of resisting a peace officer and domestic violence. Stone also has recent criminal convictions for domestic violence, child endangerment, and driving under the influence. Upon his release from the hospital, Stone will be booked in the Sacramento County Main Jail on multiple felony charges. The deputy involved in the shooting is an 11-year veteran of law enforcement and has been with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office since 2010 and has 6 years of patrol experience. He was transported to a medical center for treatment of a concussion and thankfully expected to make a full recovery. We look forward to him returning to full duty very soon. We hope this video will provide you with some insight in the complexities of policing and some of the situations sheriff's deputies encounter while keeping our community safe. For more information about the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, please visit our website at Convictions for Domestic.
So yeah, this guy has a lengthy criminal background. Go figure, right? Person with a lengthy criminal background walking the streets. Who would have thought? Looking at the Sacramento Sheriff's website, seeing if I can get some more information before I end the video. Pretty much almost says the same thing they just said in the video. Not much else that's going to be said about this guy. Gang member. This guy's so tough. He's such a tough little gangster that he beats up grandma. Like, what a wimp. What a true piece of shit. I bet this guy talks about how hard he is, how gangster he is, and he has to resort to beating up grandma. You know what? The truth of the matter is, that's how a lot of these little bitch-ass gangsters are. They're total pieces of shit. They're wimps. They prey on victims. People a little bit weaker than them. You won't see a little miscreant like this try to go up against, someone like The Rock, someone bigger than them. No one of any kind of size are they going to go up against. They're going to attack people, ambush people that they think they can win, or they feel pretty confident they can win. and beat. So old women, smaller men, kids, these are the types of people these gangsters ambush, attack. Very, very seldom do they ever do a frontal attack, let the victim see that it's coming. They'll wait until the victim turns their head, or not looking at them, and they'll surprise attack them when they least expect it. There's nothing honorable about gang members. There's nothing classy about them. The movies do not portray them accurately. None of them have any of this honor or anything like that. They're they're just big piles of shit, to be honest with you. And it's no surprise that he beat up grandma. A lot of them will beat up women, because they're just little weaklings. But luckily, this deputy didn't die or have a serious physical injury from a rock to the head. A rock to the head can end a person's life. Things could have been very bad for this deputy if this deputy had not been able to recover very quickly from that first hit. It's very well likely that when the second sheriff's vehicle rolled up, the dash cam footage would have caught this dude beating that deputy to death, bashing his skull in with a rock. So luckily that deputy recovered pretty well from that first hit, stayed in the fight, did an in-fight weapons access, delivered some incapacitating rounds to this guy and took him out of the fight. And, I feel that after he initially went down and delivered some shots and was still kind of rolling there on his side, I think that even in this moment, I still believe that he would have been justified firing a couple more rounds at him just to be on the safe side.
Unit 13, shots fired, shots fired.
So instead of talking on that radio in that moment, I feel like he could have fired a couple more rounds and still be justified.
Your fucking head!
Unfortunately, the dog didn't get into play. I really would have liked to have seen the dog get in there. I think that would have had a significant change in the outcome, but it didn't. And instead, this happened. The last thing I remember reading on the sheriff's website is this guy's still in the hospital. Of course, this is what the news release says as well on the video. And who knows? This guy could very well be paralyzed for the rest of his life. If that's the case, then you know what? Hopefully that'll slow him down in how he victimizes other people. Maybe that will slow his roll, so to speak, and make it harder for him to victimize other people. I'm sure he'll still continue to victimize people, but at least he won't be able to do it very easily. He'll have to do it from the confines of a wheelchair. Not much else to say about this. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.